Today on CTV News at 5, how a harsh winter has created some new concerns about the country's blood supply. We will zero into the local impact. Plus, whose job is it to clear the way to fire hydrants during a season that's buried some of them under a record amount of snow? And thousands of suspensions possible. The call out to families about keeping schools updated on student immunization records. This is CTV News at 5 for Monday, February 9th. And a good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. First at 5, a concerning trend during a harsh winter. The amount of potentially life-saving blood donations taking a major dip in Waterloo region in the month of January, in part because of so many canceled appointments. CTV's Karis Mapp is over at Canadian Blood Services today to tell us more. Karis.
That's right, Tony. Officials I spoke with from Canadian Blood Services say that donation bookings are down right across the country, including right here in Waterloo region. I'm currently at the only donation clinic in the region that is on Bridgeport Road in Waterloo. Staff who work here tell me there are more than 500 appointments available to book in the next 2 weeks alone. As mentioned earlier, much of the gap in donations comes from the winter time for a multitude of reasons, including storms keeping people from attending their appointments, or even just people not wanting to leave their homes at this time of year.
So we are seeing more people canceling appointments or not actually, showing up to appointments, not booking appointments. So bookings are lower, but also when there's icy road conditions, there are more accidents and car crashes and things that would cause the hospitals to need more blood for emergent cases as well.
So in addition to the usual messaging about the importance of donations, they're also offering an incentive to try and turn the tide and rebuild the supply. We'll have more on this story coming up at 6. Tony.
Sounds good, Karis. CTV's Karis Mapp at the Canadian Blood Services office. A former music instructor here in the region has pleaded guilty to sexual exploitation. Stephen Lehman entered that plea at a court appearance back in December, and an agreed statement of facts described Lehman and a teenage girl having sex about 40 times over a period of several months in 2008 and 2009. He was charged in 2024. Lehman helped to co-found KW Glee and Renaissance School of the Arts in Waterloo. Court heard he's no longer a part of either of those organizations. Both the Crown and the defense say he should face time in prison. The Crown is asking for 5 years. The defense is asking for 2 to 3. Lehman will be sentenced in March. Also today, a province-wide inspection into police corruption is launched days after several Toronto officers were charged with criminal offences in a sweeping probe. That announcement was made today by Ontario's Inspector General of Policing. The inspection will cover all 45 police forces in the province. Ontario's Inspector General Ryan Teschner says the inspection will focus on 5 areas: supervision and span of control, screening and vetting of officers, access to police databases and information systems, evidence and property management, and substance abuse and fitness for duty. It's been a record-breaking winter in southwestern Ontario so far, at least as far as snowfall goes. And with all of this snow, it really begs the question, whose job is it to clear the way to fire hydrants? Well, the city of Waterloo has over 2,600 fire hydrants and says keeping them clear of snow can make all the difference during an emergency. According to the Ontario Association of Fire Chiefs, there are very few rules about who should be clearing hydrants, but it's generally considered to be the responsibility of the property owner. The cities of Kitchener and Waterloo do not have a bylaw for clearing snow around fire hydrants, but in Cambridge, property owners cannot pile snow around in a way that obstructs a hydrant. One man with a hydrant on his property in Waterloo telling us he tries to clear the area every time he shovels.
The right thing to do, looks after our neighbors, makes it so it protects our house, makes sure the fire department can get it when they need it. Wouldn't do any good if your house is on fire and they couldn't get to the fire hydrant, right? So it's just kind of common logic.
Now, the city of Waterloo says it's planning to have crews out in the next few weeks to do some proactive clearing of the hydrants, but they add that safety is everyone's responsibility. If a hydrant is buried under snow, it can slow down response times for firefighters, and of course, every second counts when lives are at risk. Okay, we've talked about enough snow. Let's bring some green into the conversation now. Ashley Bacon's here with our forecast.
Well, good news is Mother Nature might help with some of that snow removal this week, Tony.
Okay, this is breaking news. We apparently have a day where it's going to get to 0 this week.
Tomorrow we are looking at 0 as our daytime high, which of course is above seasonal and well above what we felt to start this year off.
I should have led with this.
I mean, like I said, Mother Nature's on our side for this one.
Yep.
But, you know, let's take a look at our satellite right now. You can see not a lot going on in the way of precipitation. We're getting a little bit of cloud cover. We are expecting maybe a few flurries overnight. Right now, temperature sitting at a very comfortable -8, only 4-kilometer-an-hour winds, so not too bad. And the great news is, even with the wind chill, -8, Tony. So not too bad. Let's take a look outside our tower cam this evening. I can't even say it's sunset because the sun is setting at 5:44 p.m. now.
Do you know, I was noticing the afterglow last night lasted until, I think it was 6:15.
Yes, yes. So we are getting lighter and lighter, longer and longer every day, which I love.
Oh, it makes all the difference. You can just hear it in our voices today. It's Monday and we sound like it's Friday because...
You know, if Monday can feel like a Friday every day, it would be great.
It sure would. All right, here is our first item on your need-to-know list. Tonight, head over to the Odd. Tomorrow night, it's a kind of a rare Tuesday night game. It's a battle of the 401. Kitchener Rangers facing off against the London Knights. I know you go to a lot of Rangers games.
Love. I think I might have to check this one out after work tomorrow.
Sounds like it's going to be a good one. Puck drop 7. Tickets can be found online or at the box office. And go Rangers, they clinched a playoff spot on Friday night. Back in a moment.
As we get deeper into the new year, requirements for up-to-date immunization records for Ontario's student population are due. Parents and guardians are responsible for reporting their children's vaccine records to avoid possible suspension. Here to talk about the importance to keep up-to-date records is the Medical Officer of Health for Wellington Dufferin Guelph Public Health, Dr. Nicola Mercer. Thank you for being here today, Dr. Mercer.
Thank you for having me.
All right, first, let's start with what's new for 2026. Public health notices have a new feature to help the process. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, we're really excited this year in the Wellington Dufferin Guelph side that we have piloted emails being sent to parents obviously with permission from our school boards. And these emails, which are encrypted, have a QR code. So if you get one of these emails, what you can do is click on the QR code, take a photo of your child's vaccine record, whether it's the yellow card or another piece of paper that you have, and automatically will upload to us. And that's all you have to do. So although right now, if you're on the Waterloo side, you will still be required to go to ICON to enter that data. I'm sure if this pilot is successful, and so far it's looking very successful, that this will be something that can roll out further.
Fantastic. Now, would this be the same step for people to submit their exemption if they had one?
That's a really good question. So remember that there is no mandatory vaccine in Ontario, but there's some really highly recommended vaccines. And if you do not provide us with the paperwork, meaning that you've had the vaccine or that you are trying to have your child exempted from the vaccine, either because of a health reason or because you have a conscientious belief against the vaccine, we need that paperwork. So we really need to know every child in the classroom, have they been vaccinated and with which vaccines? So when it comes to the exemption process, no, you have to go a little bit different route because there's a video that you need to watch and you need to provide us with the paperwork that's signed. All public health units will have the same process for that. But when it comes to just giving us the information, as I said, we're hoping this year with the photo process, which just takes a few minutes, that parents will find that it works really well for them, makes it easier, and then that process could be rolled out much further across the province.
Now, generally speaking, why is it so important to have these records up to date at all times?
Really interesting question. So let's take a look at last year. So last year we had a significant measles outbreak in the province, of which locally we had a lot of cases in both Waterloo and on the Guelph Wellington side. So what happens is if there's a case of measles in the classroom, we need to know who at that school, not just actually in that classroom, but who in the entire school is not immunized and protected for measles. So those children can be removed from the classroom for their safety and to prevent them from getting infected, or if they've already been infected, to prevent them from spreading it further so that we can protect everyone in the system. So it really is important for the designated diseases to make sure that your records are up to date. And there are 2 recommended vaccines, the hepatitis B vaccine and the HPV vaccine. Yes, we can't suspend you for them, but they are highly recommended, and these free publicly funded vaccines are ones that once you graduate high school you'll have to pay for. And some of them, like the Hep B shot, for example, if you want to be a humanitarian worker, healthcare worker, or go to school in another country, you'll need to get that vaccine anyways.
Now, when will families start to receive notices, and what happens if the record remains out of date?
Okay, so they should have all got notices. So in our area and in Waterloo, those notices have gone out, and sometimes many weeks ago. And for those that haven't yet managed to get the vaccine or to sign the paperwork or just even to send us the paperwork because you've already got the vaccine, the suspension date for our area for high schools is actually Wednesday. So you don't have much time to get that in. For the region of Waterloo, it's actually a little bit later. We're looking into April for that a suspension. But I just really want to stress to parents that you got to do something, and you got to do something fairly quickly, really quickly if you're on our side of the border, and you have a limited time on the Waterloo side. So those notices have gone out. If as a parent you haven't seen them, they have been sent out. You might want to inquire with your child or look in the mail because they have been sent out.
Okay, very timely indeed. Thank you, Dr. Mercer, for updating us on this very important information.
Oh, thank you for having me.
All right, thanks, Ash. And checking out our Need to Know list once again, learn something new tomorrow night at Remix Swing in Waterloo. They're offering a free country dance class with registration. You can sign up online. The lesson goes from 8 until 9 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be back on CTV News at 5 right after this.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, we have a little bit of time before we get to the forecast to talk about the fact that we're trending in the right direction, I think.
It is going to feel so much more like spring this week than we have felt all year. I can say that confidently.
You can almost sense it in the air. You were saying a beautiful, comfortable -8. It's funny because we would call -8, you know, revolting in November.
Yes,
but
you're
right now, 0 is going to feel almost tropical tomorrow.
It will, and you know, it's nice because we do have a little bit of precipitation in the mix. We are still very much in winter, but it will be a little bit more enjoyable for folks who want to get out and enjoy winter. It has been very, very cold and unfortunately limiting for some people.
Very much so.
Yep.
I mean, like, it's downright dangerous.
Yes.
When you talk about wind chills like we experienced over the weekend into the -30s, but we're rebounding.
Absolutely. And the nice thing is it's going to last at least for a few days. Let's take a look outside. Again, now the sun is just starting to think about setting. It is still quite comfortable out there if you want it to get out. Very low winds at the moment, so not feeling any extra cooler than it has over the last few hours, which is great news. And we are expecting relatively clear skies overnight. We might see a few bands of flurries come through, but overall, not too bad. We are going to see some sun throughout the week, and we might even get a little bit of freezing rain first thing tomorrow morning. But first, let's talk about our futurecast. Right now, we're looking at some overcast through most of southern Ontario. London's getting some clearer skies. Windsor, pretty clear skies to start this hour. Up in Mount Forest, you're going to see a little band of precipitation come through, also into Wyerton, Tobermory overnight tonight. And we're not looking at significant amounts of snowfall, but definitely enough that it might make the commute a little bit messy through the evening hours. You can see a light band of pink precipitation there. That's first thing tomorrow morning. We are looking at a mixture of rain and snow, and that's because temperatures, Tony, as we talked about, are going to get warmer. So great news on that front. Right now, though, across the country, starting on the west coast, Victoria, sunny and 8 degrees. Oh gosh, that would feel amazing. Look looking through our prairie provinces, Regina's at 0, Winnipeg at -3 this hour. In our nation's capital, we're sitting at -11 with cloudy conditions, and on the East Coast, the sun is already setting in St. John's, and it's sitting at a comfortable -1 this hour. Looking here closer to home in Kitchener-Waterloo, -8 is what we're sitting at, which is not too bad. And as I mentioned, just sitting a little bit higher than that with wind chill as the sun begins to set at -13. Overnight conditions very comfortable. -12 is the expected low. As I mentioned, we might see a bit of light snow throughout the later hours of this evening and into tomorrow morning. But tomorrow, risk of drizzle to start your day as those flurries convert into rain, because we are expecting this beautiful daytime high of 0. I never thought I'd say it, but goodness me, I'm excited. Looking at our almanac back in 2014, -24 was our overnight low. So by comparison, it can be very cold indeed. Looking at our 5-day forecast, we are looking at some flurries for your Wednesday, -2, -4 and cloudy on Thursday. But Tony, check out the weekend, a mix of sun and cloud, a high of -1 on Friday and +1 for your Saturday.
What do you suppose is trending today on this second Monday in February?
Oh, I couldn't, Valentine's Day stuff? No, I'm just joking.
Well, that's also known to some as February the 14th, but...
It's a football day, of course.
You got it. I mean, like Super Bowl 60, of course. A lot of people locked in last night. The Seattle Seahawks are Super Bowl champions. It's for the second time in their franchise history.
And they bring a pressure as well. And they get it knocked out as Witherspoon came under pressure. And Uchenna-Nwosu is going the distance for a touchdown.
Well, there's one of their offensive highlights, but it was the Seahawks defense that really helped power that team to a 29-13 victory over the New England Patriots. Seattle sacked Patriots quarterback Drake May 6 times, including one that led to a fumble that was returned for a touchdown. So some defensive action, some offensive action, that it all added up for the Seahawks.
I'm not a big fan of football. I don't know much about it, but 6 takedowns seems like a lot.
6 what?
Takedowns?
Takedowns?
Sacks?
A touchdown that was fumbled and then, a sack that was... Let's move on. Yeah, it was a fumble that was returned to a touchdown. Yeah, multiple sacks. You're right.
Okay.
Multiple sacks. You know what's so distracting though about talking about the game is that a lot of people were tuning in for the halftime show.
I mean, I was one of them.
You were one of them, and I was curious. I was locked into it. A week after winning that Grammy, Bad Bunny taking center stage and really wowing the crowd. Bad Bunny is the first Latino solo artist to head a Super Bowl halftime show, to headline that show. But it's, not actually his first time appearing in a halftime show. He was a special guest performing alongside Shakira in 2020 at Super Bowl 54 in Miami. And I loved it when Bad Bunny was joined on stage by Lady Gaga and then Ricky Martin.
Very cool collaborations indeed.
What did you think?
You know what? So I'm not familiar with his music, but what a show. It was such a great performance, and I mean, it was fun to watch. I mean, how could you not feel the energy of it all?
I have to admit, I'm one of those people, when I watch the Super Bowl halftime show, it doesn't even matter who's performing. And this takes a lot for a music buff to say this.
You are a music buff.
It's not about the music for me, it's about the production.
Yes.
And that live production was unreal.
It was, I agree, it was incredible.
Imagine the number of people it would have taken in that 25-minute window to set up and tear down.
And there were a few little celebrities sneak peeks throughout there.
That's what I hear. And,
yes.
and the grass was people.
Yeah.
A lot of Easter eggs. All right, here's what you need to know. Grab your skates and head over to Waterloo Public Square in Uptown for date night, skate night. That's a good idea for Valentine's week, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's romantic.
Always something going on in the public square, too. It's a happening place. This time it goes from 6 to 8 p.m. DJ King Kadim will be playing hits throughout the event, so it is sure to be bumping over in the square. Back in a moment. On today's Digital Dive, $60,000 worth of fuel stolen, with photos being shared by police to try and solve this case. Brantford police calling this a significant theft. Our online team has you covered with pictures and all of the details. Just scan the QR code or go to ctvnewskitchener.ca. And topping our look at the Final Five today, a major move by Air Canada. They've suspended all flights to Cuba because of that country's fuel shortage. The airline says it made the decision based on government advisories over the unreliability of aviation fuel at Cuban airports. Cuban officials declared there will be no more jet fuel available beginning tomorrow, disrupting operations. Now, Air Canada says it will operate empty flights to Cuba to pick up the roughly 3,000 customers already there and get them home. The federal Conservatives are calling on the Liberal government to exempt the taxes on severance pay for laid-off GM workers. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre wrote a letter to the finance minister calling for tax relief. He says taxes on GM's lump sum severance could be depriving former employees of tens of thousands of dollars. Last month, GM eliminated its third shift at Oshawa. Another big change involving a retail clothing chain. The operator of Eddie Bauer's Canadian stores says they've filed for bankruptcy protection in the U.S. and will soon make a similar move in Canada. Eddie Bauer LLC says the 220 stores across both countries will remain open, but they will be hosting liquidation sales as the court process gets underway and as they seek a potential buyer. If they can't find someone, they'll begin a wind down of Canadian and U.S. operations. Below freezing temperatures are creating a new type of attraction for tourists at one of the world's most popular natural wonders. The American side of Niagara Falls is partially frozen. The formations might make it look like the falls are totally iced over, but the strong currents of more than 20 million gallons of water every minute are too powerful to freeze completely. So it still flows underneath the frozen layer of mist and spray. Visitors love it, calling it a gem. The river's only been completely halted once when it was blocked by an ice jam in 1848. And finally, robots and the arts don't often get mentioned in the same sentence, but University of Waterloo researchers are translating music into colored light through the motion of robots. They developed a system in which a swarm of robots listens to music and moves within a fixed area on the floor, which you could call the canvas. Their movements are in response to the music they hear, including tempo and chord progression.
When we saw what the robots did, then we say, oh, this looks like Monet. Okay, we were maybe a little bit too excited.
The algorithm can control up to 12 robots, but it can be scaled to handle any number. CTV's Spencer Turcott tells us what else they do and how this might be used coming up at 6. And that's going to do it for us here on CTV News at 5 on this Monday. Thanks so much for checking in. I'll be back 1/2 hour from now with your next local news. In the meantime, we'll hand it over to CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo.